Hello and welcome, present and future aces. I'm the DBR, here today with Master Will 3 and Dalton from TCG Buzz. Today, we will be doing a game of my own creation called Ranger's Game. So,
all right. Let's get this on the go,
okay.
Yeah, let's do that thing.
So how Ranger's Game works is all of us get to pick a generation of Power Rangers, and those are the powers, villains, and mentors that we have to work with. We then select a team of our choosing from any Power Ranger throughout history with a one per generation caveat. You may only pick the same Ranger one time, meaning no having a team of only Tommy Oliver.
No fun, man. You can almost have a full team of Tommy Olivers. He had 4 iterations?
Yeah, he had 4. But either way, we cannot
do 5.
4.
He had 5.
Oh yeah, he did have 5. But unfortunately, we cannot have a team of 5 Tommy Olivers. Too OP. And you can put any Ranger in any role that you want. So, for example, your Red Ranger does not have to have previously been a Red Ranger. For all we care, it could have been a Pink Ranger at one point. So
that's going to start some controversies now.
Oh boy. So with that out of the way, who would like to go first?
I feel like you should go first, DBR, so we can get a grasp of how this is expected to go. Yeah. Not because I'm looking up every Power Rangers series to remind myself about them.
No. Okay. So
I already have that set up, but
So we'll start off with what generation of powers I'm going to give my team. I'm going to give my team the Mystic Force generation of powers because I feel like the season could have done a lot better, and so hopefully with this new team, it can do a lot better.
Very true. So when you're saying that you're setting them up in this franchise, do they have the same villains and everything, and same suits?
They have the same
just different characters.
Pretty much, it is the same villains, the same power suits, same Zords, same mentors, and same problems.
Okay. Will that fix the issues of Mystic Force?
Hopefully, we are allowed to. So we have the same villains to work with, but we are able to adapt them to fit the needs of improving our season or better working with our chosen heroes.
All right.
So, starting off with my pick, I will start with my I'm going to call it the other Rangers before making my way up to Red and telling you who will lead my team. So, my pick for the Mystic Force Yellow Ranger, I'm going to choose Bridge from SPD. He was the SPD Green Ranger for those of you.
2 episodes.
No, Bridge.
Oh wait, no, that was the other guy.
Yeah, that was the Orange Ranger dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I chose Bridge is because he has a divergent way of thinking. He has a creative outlook on everything, and every team just kind of needs that. Not to mention, I think that he would have a easier time figuring out magic because he already has some extra sensory abilities.
Civilian powers. Okay.
So, My pick for the team's Pink Ranger, I'm going to go with crap, who was it? Okay. I'm going to go with Kira from Dino Thunder. Now, even though she would probably hate the color pink, much like the actual Pink Ranger in that season, she would probably also embrace the abilities and what they entail. Not to mention, Kira having the power of wind kind of makes sense because she could incorporate that into her music and make it a part of her ranger fighting style.
Okay. So in depth, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this.
I'm not sure if I'm... Okay. My pick for Blue Ranger, this one is probably my weirdest pick on this team. Not gonna lie here. But for my Blue Ranger, I'm going to choose Tyler from Power Rangers Dino Charge. Now, Dino Charge was not the greatest season, but it was pretty solid overall. And one thing about Tyler is his motivations are very clear in that season, and he is stated to be a very capable puzzle solver. One thing that often showed up in Mystic Force was having to figure out magic through riddles and challenges and various other things. So having a problem solver like Tyler around would greatly help increase the team's chances of solving their mysticism-related problems.
I agree with everything that's been said so far. I totally have been here this whole time. But as a reminder, where are we at? I heard Kira last.
I just went over my pick for the Blue Ranger being Tyler from Dino Charge because even though it wasn't a great season, Tyler had...
Dino Charge was better of the Neo Sabans.
Out of the Neo Saban era, it was the best season, which is
a
very
Neo
high
Saban,
bar.
But not of the entire franchise.
Yeah, but Tyler was a pretty darn capable puzzle solver, which throughout Mystic Force there were a lot of puzzle solving challenges and things involving mysticism. Yeah. So having a capable puzzle solver such as Tyler would be, it'd be a pretty beneficial thing for the team. Not to mention, I imagine him and Bridge getting along pretty well because they both have a little bit of a divergent way of thinking, Bridge more so than Tyler. And while the other Rangers wouldn't quite understand what they're doing, they'd appreciate it all the same.
Well then, you're going really in depth on these, so I think I should definitely go next and lower the expectation bar a bit.
Thank you. Okay. My pick for Mystic Force Green is Dylan from Power Rangers RPM. So, the Mystic Force Green power has to do a lot with nature, and so we already see Dylan having quite the appreciation for that at the start of RPM. That, and seeing how his new magical-based abilities contrast and conflict with his bionic enhancements might make for some, pretty entertaining side episodes. And then for my Gold Ranger, I'm going to have a different unorthodox pick. For my Gold Ranger, I'm going to I'm going to select, where was it? Here it is. I am going to select Dustin from Ninja Storm. So I selected him. Huh?
Which one was he?
He was the Yellow Ranger in Ninja Storm.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to choose him is because, first of all, this team doesn't quite have a comic relief. Like, not quite yet.
For everything, but
however, Dustin also provides a air of understanding the ranger job on a geekier level than most of the other rangers on this team. They all understand it in a very applied and practical sense, whereas Dustin kind of gets it in a nerdy way and can add some reverse insight from the outside to the team. And then finally, my pick for our team's resident Red Ranger is from Mystic Force. And I choose Xander. First of all, Xander's original arc in Mystic Force was about learning to lead properly, and it heavily embraced the theme of doing things the right way is more rewarding than doing things the easy way. It embraced that theme really well. So putting him at the reins of the Red Ranger and giving him the full leadership of this team as he undergoes that arc again would probably be a lot more satisfying than Nick, who we already had to deal with him being like, man, being a Power Ranger sucks all season.
What about the 6th Ranger?
I covered the 6th Ranger already. I covered him before I covered Red.
Oh, okay.
So that is my pick for the Mystic Force revamped Ranger team. Will, it is now your turn.
Oh boy. Very unprepared. Still trying to figure this one out. All right. I'm going to do Operation Overdrive because I thought that series had a lot of potential, but there was just too much going on. But I'm just going to make a crazy cast of characters was my idea for this. So I was trying to find evidence of this because I'm not positive. Can someone tell me, what was Dylan from RPM? Wasn't he like a robot or something?
He was bionic.
Okay, I would definitely make him the Red Ranger, just to contrast with the original Red Ranger for the memes. No other reason. Because if you watch the original Operation Overdrive, the Red Ranger, spoilers, but you're not going to watch the series anyway, he was a robot, and it was dumb. Yeah. How do you do that? For the Blue Ranger, I want to go with Cole from Wild Force, because I think Operation Overdrive was heavily mechanical-wise, and I think Cole, who's like this very primal guy, would kind of make a very funny contrast to everything. That's just my views on that. The others, I'm still figuring out. I think for the... I should definitely word this very carefully. I think for the Black Ranger would be Carter from Lightspeed Rescue. Just because they need someone on the team who's actually good at something, and Carter he's the best Power Ranger of them all. I mean, come on.
Fair.
He He fights people without weapons. That's something. I'm literally writing these down so I just don't forget where I'm at. Was there ever a good Yellow Ranger?
There were quite a few.
Well, it depends. We're talking the male ones or the female ones?
There was only one male Yellow Ranger, and he wasn't.
Oh my god, yes, I'm going to make a team full of just males for sexism. After my team, should I go all females? Just, yeah, but it's like, I can't do it. Just can't. So if I'm doing a fully male Yellow Ranger, what was the guy from space, the Red Ranger in that series?
Andros,
that guy, yeah. Because if I remember, he was dating the Yellow Ranger at the end of that series.
He was indeed.
I think it'd just be fun.
They went off and made space babies.
And what was the name of this guy? For another meme, we're gonna do Leo as the Pink Ranger from Lost Galaxy. For no reason, he's just there. He gets no character development throughout the series. He's just there.
He's always questioning why he gets a female physique in the Ranger suit.
Hey, why do I look so good in this suit? They do that with the first one with the Yellow Ranger, where they have the chick as it, and it's obviously a guy. I'm gonna need to check that now. And then for the Sixth Ranger, Ninjor, because we just need Ninjor back. What happened to him?
I thought Ninjor died.
No, he just disappeared. He didn't.
Okay.
But would that work though? Because Ninjor's technically a mentor.
Oh yeah, Ninjor is technically a mentor. Meaning he is not a ranger.
I was trying to go for the cyborg kind of thing, because that's what they did in Overdrive. I don't know if you can really count him as like a sixth, but you could. Like, I can see the argument, but oh wait, I know. He also makes the power coins, so. Yes, that's why he needs to fight. Come back.
I mean,
come back, Ninjor. You made too much sense.
You could you could put in Robo Knight. He actually was a ranger.
Right above him on this list. I was gonna put Orion in then.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my team. I'll fight you all with this team. All males.
Oh boy.
And here's the weird thing. All right, yellow and pink still have boobs. All right, it's really confusing. This is 2019. We've already gone through 2018. We understand their life choices. Yeah. And for some reason, get skinnier every time they morph.
Dalton, it is now your turn for your team.
It's your boy's turn, huh?
Yes.
Oh, wait, why didn't we have this start off with Dalton doing his signature catchphrase? What are you talking about? You're talking about, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy. Back at it again here on the Ace of Spades. Have you ever been on the Ace of Spades before? I don't think so.
He has not.
And it's a lie. First time. Habits, I'm sorry. So we're going to go Super Mega Force for the generation.
Ooh.
Because I want to be a little OP.
Fair.
So my Red Ranger, I have no thought process to any of these except for the last one. Beat Billy from Mighty Morphin. I want a smart guy at the head, and his technology and so forth is quite nice. Blue, I'm bringing in Cole from Wild Force just because Cole was so cool, but he didn't seem like a Red Ranger to me. So it kind of makes sense for him to be like a blue. I don't know. Yellow, I gotta make Z from SVD. Just like her style. Kind of sassy type, even though she did leave the SVD towards the end.
She actually stayed the whole time. It was Jack that left.
Was it just Jack? I could have sworn they both left.
It was only
No,
Jack.
he left.
Yeah, they both
Jack
left.
yeah, they both left
Yeah, they
together.
both left.
Oh,
They left as a crew.
got it.
Green Ranger is going to be Theo from Jungle Fury. Because I want to get a little bit of that karate into my Power Rangers. He always seemed like a cool guy. But, you know, there's only 4 or so Rangers in Jungle Fury. They needed more diversity. And then I'm going to go for my Pink Ranger, Tori, from Ninja Storm. Got to bring in the chick love, you know. And yes, I know the singer's not going to have her screaming powers and so forth, but it should still be fun. And then for the Silver Ranger, I had to bring in the most OP character here. I had to go Tommy.
Yep.
I had to go Tommy.
What are you talking about, Carter?
Hold on. Which version of Tommy, though?
Oh, my bad. I forgot. Dino. Right?
Dino Thunder?
Yeah, Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
You know, he's much wiser. He knows what to do. He's
When
Lance
his daddy Tommy.
mentored.
Need a little daddy Tommy going on.
No, I'm not. That's not what's happening here. I'm not going to pull a Jacob on this where Asmodeus is my daddy or something like that.
Gonna need to write that down somewhere.
Osmo Daddy
Get
confirmed.
Asmodai?
No, I gotta get an Asmodai fursuit. Duh.
Well, what if he has fursuit though? Because does he really have fur?
You know, that's a good question about a lot of things in the world of Buddy Fight. And it's things I don't really want to think about.
Yeah, let's divert from that.
This is fair. So, down in the comments, tell us who won our little Rangers game. Who do you think had the best team? It was probably Dalton.
He's the only one. He's the only one that's got the fetishes going on.
He's the only one who picked Tommy.
Got the daddy.
He,
Well, it doesn't matter if I pick Tommy or not. I just feel like I picked the generalized best concepts wise. Because, you know, I could be all of you, but none of you at the same time.
this is fair.
Well, until he pulls out that like evolved suit, which looks dumb.
We skipped that part of it.
It never happened.
Well,
It never happened.
anyway, until next video, this is the DBR, Master Will 3, and Dalton going to the drop zone.
Oh, I don't want to do that yet.